anxiously awaiting to be delivered to Akongpong town. For the last 4 weeks, we have notified the Ministry of Finance and also the Jamaica Customs Agency, making due time requests for the various concessions that should be applied for our shipments. Our shipment is placed in 2 40-foot containers, and it should be covered under humanitarian aid as a donation to the Akongpong town Marions. And for the last 4 weeks, we have had no true transparency with the Jamaica Customs Agency as to what is the real tax application that they're applying or tax codes that they're applying to our shipments. Now, in the 11th hour, after reluctantly paying what we consider an extortion, after the manufacturers themselves explained that both containers are holding equipment that is 1 unit of humanitarian aid for the Akongpong Marions. The manufacturers are explaining this to the Customs Agency. For some reason, the Jamaica Customs Agency is now in the 11th hour not accepting the manufacturer's explanation and would like to apply an entirely new tariff on our shipments. This can only be deemed after due diligence as some form of conspiracy, and it is quite unwise for those forces who are trying to slow the progress of indigenous people in Jamaica. This humanitarian aid consists of a water machine, a water generator that will provide water to those in need. This doesn't look good. This is not something that in such a sensitive time needs to escalate more than it has already escalated. I ask that the government of Jamaica, through the Ministry of Finance and the Jamaica Customs Agency, find the necessary people and the necessary information that is needed to release the containers. That is all that it is. We would just like the containers to be released immediately. We look forward that Monday morning that we can have our trucks come and pick up our property. Thank you.
Call on Chief Richard Curry tonight. Chief Curry, I'm calling on you. Come and talk to Partner Draw right now. Speak up. Chief Curry, what kind of provocation coming to you? Let Partner Draw use that voice to amplify and to get this water machine out.
What they are calling?
Jamaica. People of Jamaica. People of Jamaica. They have been provoking the Marions. Said to them, provoke them with them the lumber.
Yes.
The lumber them want to go after what they are. And there was a statement from the United Nations about those lumbers.
Free up the equipment.
Water is life.
Of course.
Water is life. And cannot be that a government, through its ambits and its agents of the state,
Hold on.
it was a donation. It was a donation. And you know them putting on the pressure upon the Marions now. Andrew Holness, you're going to go down for this again, you know. Andrew Holness, you're going to go down for this again, you know. Ancestors. Lucifer, your throne going to go down.
When the time come, some are go charge for corruption.
Lucifer, your throne.
Did I hear the words of the I am a
Provoke them, confuse them. Confuse them. The chief is calling me. The chief is calling me, Jamaica. The chief is calling.
Ball out!
Chief Curry, good night.
Good night, Andre. How are you doing?
I am here wondering what is really happening with your water project, Chief Curry.
Well, I think there are a lot of people who have questions with regards to that, Andre. Not only you, but the people of a compound, and of course the lovely people who have made the system available to us.
Yes.
So, just a little bit of background. The atmospheric water system, atmospheric water generator, it's a hybrid technology that is being utilized by the Moses West Foundation. And if you've seen the videos of Moses West and what they've been doing, providing water to communities all over the world who've been deprived of this life, resource. So, of course, a compound sitting in the heart of cockpit country is one of the communities that has labored with accessibility to water. So even though the water is right around us, it's not easily accessible or harvested
Yes.
based on where we're located. So we've had challenges in the past and many, many promises, right, on getting the water issue in a compound resolved. Now, since coming into office, it has been one of my commitments that we would have clean drinking water and we would have running water in our community before my time would be up. Well, that was a monumental commitment and challenge that we took on. But our administration worked very hard. We've overcome several challenges to get to the point where we are now in securing this unit that would provide clean drinking water to every household in a compound. And the intention was to have this here landed and all set ready to go before the school term started. So the containers arrived on the 21st. We made
The 21st of when?
we set up
July?
21st of July. Sorry, yes, 21st of July. And we had already sent out the various communications to the different entities regarding the concessions and providing all the relevant information that was required. Now, to be fair, there was some amount of miscommunication that came across where that information was sent. It was actually not sent to the desk that it was supposed to be sent to. So it eventually got there maybe 2 weeks late. Nevertheless, they started the processing of the concession, and we realized that it would take a little bit of time to have that done.
Yes.
So, in the interest of time and what was in front of us to prevent any additional storage costs, demurrage charges, really, we had to figure out the soonest possible way of getting the containers off the port. Now, I don't know how many people are aware, but after 7 days, you start paying storage.
After
daily
7 days,
instead
you
of
start paying for the storage. Yes.
correct. You start to pay for the storage. And
So you've been paying for
further to
storage now
that,
for about 3 weeks.
correct. And the situation with that now is that for the entire week, the last maybe 7 or 8 days, we've been assiduously trying to clear the way to have these containers delivered. And in doing so, it requires resources, money. You're spending to get equipment in place,
Yes.
persons mobilized, materials around. And it's a lot of things that we have to do. And the gymnastics has just proved really challenging in that when we went back there, I think it was on Tuesday, we were told that we were being reevaluated and we had to pay an additional duty charge based on what the solar system setup that is in the container entails. Now, the system is all built into a rack, so I'm not sure how they qualify what gets exempt or what doesn't. But the challenge was the shelving units that the batteries were built in.
Yes.
That was all cleared. Paid an additional fee. I think it was about $770 something thousand. That was on. We paid that yesterday actually, right, to have that rectified and to move the process through, with the hope that today we'll be able to get those containers off. Went back in there, and then we heard that there was a wrong code that was being charged, a wrong tariff code that was being charged. This is after the tariff department had already assessed and provided feedback based on the initial stop that we had, and we paid that initial sum. We're now being asked today again to spend another $700,000+ to clear this equipment, and we just find it ludicrous because even if that was some error on behalf of the custom agency, the tariff department had a liaison moving about trying to get this thing rectified. It was done. Then it got to the next checkpoint and they're
Yes.
being turned back. And our entire weekend plan have now been changed. The equipment that would have been mobilized, those are costs that we're now having to absorb.
My
And then
God.
into the weekend, the storage fees over the weekend. And I saw somebody saying that Monday is nomination day, so most likely that will be a very challenging day as well. So we're having possibly three additional days of storage that we're gonna have to
My God.
absorb. And on top of that, no line of sight as to where the end will be.
Mighty God.
So it's very, very disappointing for us. But I mean, I'm hoping that the process itself unravels
So
in the best way
how much
possible.
money you spent so far, Chief Curry? How much money you have spent thus far?
Okay, in just getting the roadways prepared, Andre, to get the containers up, uh, we have spent over $1 million Jamaican dollars so
Mm,
far
mm.
in mobilizing men, material, and heavy duty equipment
Yes.
to get things in place for the arrival of this piece of
Just
equipment.
for the arrival, you spend $1 million.
Mind you, Andre, it's the first of its kind in the Caribbean. Jamaica should stand tall on having this piece of technology right here in the heart of the cockpits.
Mighty God. So apart from that million, how much more you spend, Chief Curry?
We spent monies in other areas as well, securing the heavy duty equipment to lift the containers and also to truck them down. Right. I'm gonna tell you the truth, Andrew. I don't have the total in front of me,
You
but we
don't have
spent
the
a lot of money
total.
getting.
Does your
No, but
ambassador have the total? Good night, ambassador.
yes, because the duty fees we have paid over 5 million in fees in duty and toll
Over
fees so far.
5 million already?
Correct.
Mighty God.
And still, and the clock is still going, Andre.
But you're saying that this is the first of its kind in the Caribbean. Have you
That is correct.
tried getting support from the government to get this machine off the wharf?
We have sent a letter to Minister Favour Williams from as early as I believe the 12th of July, before the container reached here. We
From
have
the 12th.
spoken to our office. They have responded, but we have not gotten confirmation of our request. It has been silent from her office directly. So we're really just been trying to deal with this directly with the customs, Jamaica Customs Agency at this time. We thinking that because we got a response from the government office, everybody would kind of follow some kind of protocol or procedure, being that this is, as Chief Curry is saying, the first of its kind equipment and technology. The country should be very proud to know that this technology is on the island. And not only that, this is humanitarian equipment that will aid not just elderly, but children as well, people who need access to water quickly. It's summer, there's heat, we have to be able to assist and fulfill a promise
So,
that our administration has done.
how effective is this water system that you're carrying in their compound?
The water system will be at an optimum level in the cockpits and should be able to make 300 gallons of water per day, 24 hours a day, as we'll be running it on a solar system. We only have to shut off this system just to change the air filters, which probably will change every 6 months. But with this kind of technology, which is also used by militaries around the world, even when there's a hurricane or some type of natural disaster, we'll be able to easily push these all of the equipment and fold it up, solar panels and everything, plus the water machine, and put it right back into the two 40-foot containers. And if needs be, move them to another location. So it is a very flexible technology and we'll be able to pipe and move water,
Mighty
mobile
God.
water, anywhere
This
across
is
Jamaica to our other maroon districts as we so please.
the idea behind this application, Andre, is to
Yes.
solve the challenge of clean drinking water. So we plan to provide every household with a 5-gallon jug right, where they come and they catch their drinking water, that they'll have
At a
clean
kiosk.
drinking water accessible at a kiosk. You know, it will be dispensed from
So
the
it will be
machine
like
by a kiosk.
like it will be
So
like a
everyone,
water dispenser in their compound that the
correct,
Maroons can come and just collect the water and go back home.
Correct.
correct,
Correct.
correct,
And
and
we'll
they're
Oh,
also
shuttling
be
water across the other
we'll
districts as
also
well.
be filling water trucks as well and trucking that to our other maroon districts.
mighty God. And this is what is being sabotaged and stopped and stonewalled.
As we so see it in front of us, Andre, we've been trying to get these containers off assiduously for the last 4 weeks. Asking questions, and for some reason, for 3 times now, they keep telling us they keep applying the wrong code. So it's either somebody's incompetent or there's a conspiracy. It's not really hard to understand.
So, Chief Korean Ambassador Anu, how do you plan to proceed with this matter now?
Well, Andre, we've raised it, and the persons within the customs agency, up until maybe 2 o'clock today, you understand there was some heavy rains and a power outage down there, and there was flooding of the ports as well. Hopefully, none of that got near to our equipment, but I heard that they got early, so we had no answer or result. We're hoping that at some point on Monday, there can be some rapid resolve so we can have this put out the way and not over escalated unnecessarily.
But you said that you probably have to go pay some more money, Chief Curry. When we go and get more money to pay on this 5 million that you have paid already?
No,
Well,
no,
there are two
Andre.
hopes, Andre. There are two hopes. The hope is that what's happening there, liberation that's going on now, as to the validity of the additional portion, because the question is, the issue was raised on the inspection, and that was passed to the tariff department, which they made a resolution and moved it forward, and we paid the extra amount. So, as far as we're concerned, the issue and the challenge that was raised was addressed, and was addressed not only by us but by the manufacturer. So we got to the point of dispatch, and that's where we had another hiccup.
Another place of so you is about to release now, and them
Andre.
saying that there is an issue to release it.
Correct.
Mighty God.
Correct. It was at its final stage of release. There was no reason for it to go and be reassessed within 24 hours again, to then, on a Friday, conveniently on a Friday, just, not be handed over to us.
My God. So you're growing impatient, Chief Curry. You're growing
As a leader,
impatient.
patience has to be your foundation, and you have been very patient, right? I don't mind being patient, but I can tell you, the people need water and they need clean drinking water. Nobody else is
No,
doing
well,
it for us. It's us by ourselves.
you know what, Andre, I just want to make this clear, because anyone could go and research this. This thing is other than the water generating unit, right, which is a humanitarian machine as well, and can be considered as such. The solar panels, right, and solar equipment, according to what is on the books right now, are tax exempt and from GCT as well. So we're trying to really understand what exactly are they trying to pick, choose, and refute. What are they trying to do? Right? Because the source of the creation of the equipment has explained to them and written to them, in every way possible, to explain to them it's all one unit to work together. Every piece is needed for it to work. So the whole thing should just pass through. So even though we've paid that money, Andre, we expect to get it back from the Ministry of Finance, from the concession. That's why we paid those money.
Yes.
Right? Because think about it. That money that went to them, if the government has said over 3 years ago that no money should go to the maroon communities, why are you collecting our money then?
My God.
Right? Why are you collecting our money when no money will ever come to our communities? We had to go overseas to get water.
Overseas, you had to go to get water. The government has not
Right?
even looked at you people. So you had to go overseas to get the water. My God. What a cruelty.
And trust me, it will come a day when the Maroons will sound just as frustrated as Chief Curry and myself and our administration, Andre, And that will be a sight to behold when they decide to come out of the mountains and pick up their machines.
Pick up their
Because it's
machines.
theirs. It's theirs. Right? So it's not just Chief Curry and the ambassador and the government, the Kongpong government. It's for the people. Right? So somebody has to answer to the people.
Wow. So you said you don't want the Maroons to get to that point.
It's not necessary, Andre. If there's a game, we're saying it's not necessary. It's not necessary to provoke, peaceful people who are waiting for their aid. It's a humanitarian aid that is there, that was promised to them, that was donated to them.
So what you want to make be your final words tonight to the powers that be?
Chief?
So I'll start by saying, Andrew, we acknowledge that there are differences of opinions when it comes to the status of the Maroons, the indigenous rights, and all of that is for discussion. We're talking about what's in law. And there are several things that, as the standpoint of state versus indigenous relationships, there's a lot to be, a lot to be questioned, a lot
Yes.
to be discussed. The United Nations wrote a letter to the government in March of this year, requiring their response on the incident last year, to which our lumber was illegally taken out, and having stamped and registered and logged the lumber in our books, we have since had no information or communication regarding the incident or the matter.
Yes.
The lumber was illegally removed and not taken to the police station as the laws of Jamaica would have prescribed. And they have violated in several ways the consent of approval of the Maroons within their ancestral lands, sacred lands,
Yes.
the illegal removal of this lumber, and violation of other rights, which we do hope they take very seriously in addressing it. They're very honest about hearing about the people of this island,
Yes.
and wanting to create the environment for a republic that they so dearly seek after, right? So for us, I think we would love to see this being resolved very quickly, and I'd love to see also a more aggressive stance as it relates, or an aggressive approach as it relates to indigenous rights and the treatment of indigenous peoples in Jamaica.
Well, I'm going to have a conversation with you before the elections are out, because there is a lot happening, and I'm sure you want to talk further about it before we go to the polls. Am I correct, Chief Curry?
That is correct.
Well, people, I'm going to be monitoring this case with this water project until it comes off the wharf and it reaches into their compound. But gentlemen, just try your very best to keep it safe, and I'll be doing my very best to use my platform to advocate for the injustice being done to the people of their compound to be stopped, the sabotage to be stopped, in the interest for the people getting their humanitarian assistance. All right? But we'll be talking again very soon.
Thank you, Andre.
Gentlemen,
Thank you.